In this lesson, our objective is to multiply polynomials using distributive property. So now we're going to multiply polynomials. Here we have a monomial multiplied by a trinomial. We're going to use distributive property, which means I must distribute that number on the outside, or that term, multiply it with each term within the parentheses. So let's start off by multiplying negative 7x squared times 5x squared. So recall, we're going to have to use the product rule of exponents. If the base is the same, keep the base and add the exponents of the variables. In terms of the coefficients, all we need to do is multiply the coefficients. So negative 7 times positive 5 equals negative 35. Add the exponents of the variables, and that's going to leave you with negative 35x to the fourth power. Next, we must distribute negative 7x squared with the 3x. So negative 7 times positive 3 is going to give me negative 21. Add your variables of your exponents, 2 plus 1. That's going to give you x to the third power. So the next term is going to be negative 21x to the third power. Now we're going to distribute negative 7x squared times negative 4. So we have two negatives there. A negative and a negative is going to produce a positive. So negative 7 times negative 4 is positive 28. And we only have just the variable of x squared followed behind it. And so there you have the first example. Let's go to the next example. There are several variables behind these coefficients, so you're going to have to be careful and go slowly when you have at least 3 or more terms. So again, we must distribute that outside binomial term to each term within the parentheses, starting with negative 3 times positive 5. And for the coefficients, that's going to give me negative 15. Now, let's see what's going to go behind that negative 15. Let's add our x's. That's going to give me x to the fifth power. Add our y's, that's just going to give me just y. Add our z's, we have two z's. So that's negative 15 x to the fifth power y z squared. Now we're going to distribute it to the middle term. A negative and a negative is a positive. So our coefficient is going to be positive 3. Because negative 3 times negative 1 equals positive 3. Now let's add our x's. That's just going to be x cubed. Add our y's. That's going to be 4y's, so y to the fourth power. How many z's do we have? We have 3 z's. So that's going to leave me with 3x cubed y to the fourth power z cubed. Next, we must distribute negative 3x cubed yz to the last term. A negative and a positive. Negative 3, positive 8 is going to give me negative 24. Let's add our x's. That's going to give me x to the fourth power. We're going to bring one y down, so just y. Adding our z's, we have two z's, so that's going to be z squared. So our last term then will be negative 24 x to the fourth power y z squared. And there you have it, multiplying using the distributive property.